Over to you, ma'am.
That's a surprise. Okay. So when we talk about competency, I think I love, and when I see them today, I think that differential, when we talk about the differential aspects that we should cater to during the education of a child. As a parent, I think somewhere God blessed me with that thought process and I started utilizing it. I could see the difference. So, all parents and teachers, I would just request one simple thing: do not impose your dreams, your thought process on your kids. हमने सपना देखा होगा कि हम आईएएस ऑफिसर बनेंगे, बट हम नहीं बन पाए, मेरा बच्चा बनेगा. So I think that is where first step we ruin the competency thought process. Maybe my child is made for something even better. So why not let them explore through the learning environment in the school as well as at home? So when your children want to try their hands on different things, let them do so. The more they explore, the stronger they will be. Don't be afraid that why should they make mistakes? Mistakes will make them stronger. So competency is not about that, okay, I have to do this. No, it's about exploring, it's about learning, it's about honing my strong points. Definitely working on the weaknesses to make them a little better. But आप सबने शायद वो कहानी सुनी होगी, and I think I took the teachers also through the animal school, that the bird can fly, maybe not run so fast, but an elephant cannot fly. But the animal school, it would be testing them all to fly, to swim, to run. So let's not make the rabbit stop being a good runner and focus on making him a good swimmer. He will lose his own strengths. So let the children be themselves, support them emotionally, as well as guide them, be their coach, not their instructor, not their police person, be it a police mother or a police father. I would really request you that the children that we are dealing with are very different. So let us focus on their competencies and not push our own thoughts, our own abilities on them. So thank you so much, Charu ma'am.
Thank you, Monica ma'am.
Thank you, Monica ma'am. Now moving ahead, our next esteemed panelist is Mr. Amit Saxena sir, who is a respected humanitarian and educationist and joined Sparsh Group as Vice President in 2015. I request you, sir, to please share your experience with all of us. Over to you, sir.
So good evening, everybody. And first of all, I think a huge congratulations to the entire team of Siddharth International, led by Charu ma'am. We spoke about leadership when we met all. It was a wonderful session, and thank you for the opportunity to connect with you all. I think that a couple of more topics which has been discussed before my session, be parenting or be competency building, it is all linked with the leadership. What ma'am was just spoken about, competency-based learning, and it's not, force ourselves on the children and give them to learn and explore. This is all about leadership. A great leader would never do all these things, rather than would allow people to, or rather empower them to face and explore the world and find a place for themselves. And therefore, we talked about the other day, the situational leadership. We need to be flexible in our approach. We cannot be rigid. And the best leadership model starts from home. And the better the parenting, the better the atmosphere we give at home to our children, the better the children will become, and then they can be more conducive in terms of accepting the new ideas, the stories floating around. So leadership per se, it's like an ocean. You can deep dive as much as you can and learn as much as you can. But you can learn only when you are flexible enough to unlearn first and learn new things. And therefore, it is very important that for us to read, to engage ourselves in many new things which are happening around us, and prepare the next generation as much as close to the expectations as far as the nation is concerned. Because somebody had said that, the destiny of a nation is built in the classrooms. And for that, you all play a very, very important role. It is not about, as I said, parenting is the best leadership. So therefore, if it is a teacher, it is not the administrative position, but still you are a leader in your own rights, and you are leading in a class of 30 or class of 40 in many sections, and you are taking care of each individual, which is a tremendous job. And I think, including the pandemic time, the way every teacher, every school has come up is really, really commanded. I think we are getting into a space where the schools will reopen. We'll come back soon to a kind of a space wherein a lot of physical interaction will happen. And whatever we have learned in last couple of years' time, thanks to COVID, we will not let this go. Keep with us and keep moving into a next orbit to give much more to our next generation. So, leadership, home, school, administrative position, country, everywhere it is your leadership at its display. And I think we see leadership in every child. Therefore, school gives a lot of opportunity from monitors to head boy, head girl. We groom them and give them their ethos, the vision. How do we achieve the target which we have set it for ourselves, for our institution, for our country, and everyone. This small little incident which I can recall. Once the president of US, Mr. Kennedy, who was on a visit to NASA, and there in one corner he saw sweeper was cleaning the road, and he walked himself there and he says, "I'm Kennedy and I'm the president of USA. What are you doing here?" He said very proudly that I'm cleaning, I'm making a way for our scientists to go to this space. The message here is that the entire organization is aligned with one common vision, that we have to send our people to this space and explore. Uh, he could have said that I'm a sweeper. He didn't say that. From the alignment of the vision, it starts from the gate, from the security to gate 4, to every single person who's involved should know what is the objective of our institution, our company, our country, and how we can contribute ourselves in whichever the little way which we can do. So it's a journey, and the journey is always very, very rewarding. I'm sure that each one of us are learning new things every day. The best part is, how do we implement the knowledge which is with us. And for that, I think we as seniors have to take the lead first. And we only can have a moral responsibility to tell people till the time we are doing it ourselves. So the buck stops here with us first, before we expect people to follow our leadership model or our leadership style. So another small little incident which I can recollect, long back, during the struggle of independence of India. One of the gentlemen has gone to meet Bapu and said, my son, he eats a lot of sweets. Please tell him that he should not, and how harmful it is for the health. So he says, okay, come after 10 days. So after 10 days, the family went again to meet Bapu, and he says he asked his son that, beta, don't eat sweets so much. It is harmful for your health. The father was very surprised that you could have said this thing 10 days before. Why you have called us after 10 days and said the simple thing? He said, because 10 days before I was eating raw sweets. So I have no moral obligation or authority to tell a child not to eat till the time I know how not to eat. So this is a very, a deeper message, that we should always do things first ourselves before telling it to the others. And I think once the credibility is established, then everything falls back into place. So thank you so much, Charu ma'am, once again for the opportunity to interact with the entire team here, and look forward for many such sessions wherein we can exchange ideas and come and discuss and find much more better ways to lead and to guide our people. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amit sir. Now, moving on next, we have Ms. Mandira Shastri ma'am, who is founder of Rock Salt and enriched us on the topic culinary art, food for thought. Over to you, ma'am.
Hi everyone, very good evening to everybody. Again, very nice to be back here. I really enjoyed myself, and I had promised Charu ma'am that I'll get back to you and tell you how much I enjoyed the session last time. But I think we got busy and I wasn't able to update her, but I did eventually. And thank you all for having me here. And first of all, I would like to just say quickly that it is a great initiative that you have put it online and it's accessible to people across the globe. So for me, as a chef, we work on a lot of recipes, and the idea that basically internet is such a great medium to learn new recipes is absolutely like it's revolutionary for everybody. It's something which when I was growing up and learning to be a chef in the hotel school, we did have access to internet, thankfully of that generation. But the way people are using social media these days, it's like bringing it to next level. So culinary arts, I just feel I want to give a few things, out of which I would like to pick up on something which Monica Chopra ma'am said, that I grew up actually in a family where everybody came from a background of being engineers. My father was an engineer, then my mom is a double MSc, like just next level education. So when I actually graduated from school in 12th, and I said I want to do cooking and I want to be a chef, my mother was a bit hesitant and she kept quiet for 3 months. And she didn't know how to react because, this is not something our family people do. So that prejudice was always there, that, you come from a background where you need to put your name, you need to be IS, you need to be associated to the government or do something really substantial, perceived substantial in the society. And eventually I picked it up. I left the country. I studied abroad. I had work experience everywhere. I came back. I had work experience in India as well. And today, I think my mom does not stop talking about me. She's like, oh, my daughter can do this. My daughter is this. My daughter. And, it's just such a change in the whole environment where even my cousins who are younger to me, so much so my nieces and nephews, they've they've actually come up with the idea that, okay, I can do something other than just being a doctor, engineer, and so on and so forth. Okay, so now it also comes to what Mr. Amit Saxena sir said. It is something that brings about leadership from within, which is your family. It starts from here. If parents are supportive, maybe my mom wasn't happy with the idea, but later on, just because she was supportive and she let me do what I wanted to do, I am where I am today. Okay, and then let me also thank all my teachers who've been absolutely amazing in making me be who I am today. I don't think I would have managed to be where I am, or I would have created the brand Rock Salt without the help of my teachers. Now, culinary arts is something which I have obviously strong faith in, and I believe that it will be something of exponential value in the coming years in our country. My suggestion to parents: please be open to your children if they are interested in this line. Please do not think even once that it does not lead to money or fame. There's too much money and there is too much fame in this line. It's so much fun if you enjoy it, as long as you do. And it's getting more and more associated with science. There is molecular level gastronomy. There's lots of things going on in this sector. I would also, because I'm talking to people in school, I would like to just suggest that if you can bring in this form of subject earlier than just home science, it would be great for people to acknowledge what is going on, what sort of streamline it is for people to get into, for children to understand whether they want to take it up as a career or not. Because in my time, we took it like we took a long time to understand whether it. I mean, I had doubts even when I had completed my MSc in gastronomy. Is this gonna bring me what I want? Bring a stability in my life? Because even up to that point, there were like in India especially, there was a lot of doubt about how things go about. Obviously, chefs have been respected, but I think what we have seen, the surge we've seen in the past 5 years, is very different from what it was before. Even people who were like working as chefs in 5-star hotels, they did not probably be very proud of what they were doing, say 15-20 years ago. It was very a background sort of a job, or this person became a chef because वो पढ़ाई में बहुत खराब था. Those sort of things were taken for a so obviously with time it has changed. And I'm quite like happy with the way things are going in India with regards to this subject. From future point of view, I think I'll start with what worries me is just the gender bias in this. Indians have a perception to believe that cooking might just be a woman's job at home. And I think, okay, yes, it is changing. I'm not saying it's not changing, but a lot of things are taken for granted. Like, you'll come home, mom will make something, it'll be ready by the time I get home, and things like that. But it is changing, and I hope parenting and teachers in school impart that sort of knowledge where people understand that cooking has got nothing with gender. It's just love. It's an art. It's all about passion. Just as a painting can be done by a male or a female, cooking can be done by anybody as long as you love it. Also, quick suggestion: if you don't love it, please stay out of the kitchen. It's totally okay. Everything is fine. It's just that mindset where we bring in that, whatever I'm doing, I'm very proud of it, and we should take that lead and step ahead and make ourselves as useful as possible towards ourselves first, and obviously then towards the society. You can be as useful to the society only once you're well established. So, study hard, take as much time as you can to, make yourself knowledgeable about this stream of art. And it's something which, gives you a lot of power, because you have the power to make someone happy. And this is something, when you cook yourself, when you see somebody eat your food and they have a big smile on their face, you literally feel like you won a war. You're like, oh my God, this is such a great feeling, just to see, whether it's family, whether it's friends. And obviously now these days, after running a business, I get it from my clients that, oh, they had a wonderful time. And I speak to a lot of my friends' children, or some of my clients also, where their children want to take up this stream, and they ask me various questions on how things are. And like any other industry, whether you are wanting to be a chartered accountant, whether you're wanting to be an IS, there's a lot of studies in this. There's a lot of physical human hours that you need to put into a kitchen, and you also need to be really, really healthy yourself in order to be able to work those 16-18 hours in the kitchen, picking up heavy pots, running after an order. It's the race is endless, but end of the day, if you have produced something nice and it has got customer satisfaction at the end of the day, then you feel good about your job. I think it's about any other. It's as tough as any other field, and it's as nice as any other field. I don't think there should be any inhibition in children to carry this as a main professional, stream of whatever income or passion, whatever they want to call it. Because these days people are also not, mindset is so different from with children these days. It's not just about money, it's about what they enjoy. And I totally believe, I think, as I said this last time as well, I don't even have to think about it when people say, what do you feel about it? And I'm the luckiest girl walking on this planet to be cooking and serving food and actually carrying out my passion the way I wanted to carry, and bringing about a change in the world with what I have, helping people understand this. And somewhere I feel, in India, people love a little bit of boost on, like, what if they have doubts at all. And there's something about me that I love this country, and I'm a very proud Indian, and I love the fact that people from our country are so passionate about food, whether it's coming from South India, whether it's coming from Kashmir. And the minute you sit down, I can easily say that 50% of any conversation could be, oh my God, did you know, like last weekend I tried this, is so amazing, and it was at this restaurant, or my mom made this, and what's happening, or I'm too excited. It's Sunday, and every Sunday we have this as a family meal. And this is something which keeps our conversations going. It keeps our family routines, getting together, going on. And, another thing very quickly before I end up, it's very important. The tagline of my business is carrying the tradition of future. Basically, I'm carrying the tradition of culinary arts into future. I request everybody who is passionate about cooking, please don't give up on the recipes by your mother, grandmother, grandfather, father, mother, anybody. Like, those recipes are gold. They have so much value. They have a lot of nutrient value. So these things are not, made over time. They're made over centuries. Please carry them. Please keep them to your heart. Practice as much. And then obviously there is the new world which you can learn at universities and whenever you pursue this course. And I'm always happy to help anyone who would like to speak to me. You can get my contact info from the school. And thank you everybody for listening to me.
Thank you, Mandira ma'am. That was a wonderful speech, and thank you for spreading the awareness regarding this field of education and career in it. Now, next and the last speaker of our event is Mr. Bhairav Kumar sir, who is National Head Academic Services at Counting Well and had conducted an amazing session on growth mindset. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Nikta. Good evening, everyone. Reflection for the complete Unnati session. Actually, to be very honest, if before I say something, I will talk about the Unnati session which you people have organized. I wanted to give a big shout out to Charu ma'am and the team Siddharth International Public School for this initiative. And you people were very punctual, and the way you have organized this systematically and regularly on time is like, I really appreciate that thing. If you're saying reflection, I will start with this, that closing ceremony is something which is like, I feel like there should be season 2 for this particular Unnati session also. It should not stop here. It should continue from now onward as well. This is just a start. As in my session, I discussed about growth mindset and mindset. I highlighted the power of yet. That is like the process is continued. It should not stop. And I really recommend, and like my request to all of you member here is to please keep continuing with this Unnati session, because this is something, learning is a regular process, and we should not stop there at any point of time. In whatever form we can, we should. As like as my mom has also said, like whether it is cooking or like Amit sir said about leadership, or whatever platform you are learning, whatever way. And I really appreciate the fact, because I couldn't get chance to attend all the session. But now I am getting an idea, like there was a very diversified topic which you people has covered in this session. And this is going an immense opportunity to all the listener on this particular platform to learn different things. And I really request you, Charu ma'am and team Siddharth International, please don't say this is as a closing ceremony. Please plan for the season 2 and continue. And let me know if I can be of any help to you so that we can continue with that. I will be happy to help that. And I really thankful for your gesture that you have invited me and to given me a platform to talk about growth mindset. I again recommend everyone, please use the power of yet and be in a journey of continuation. Whatever you are doing, just keep doing it. As Vivekanand has also said, if you cannot run, walk. If you cannot walk, scroll, but keep moving. Don't stop. Thanks everyone. I am very mindful of time and it's like I am stopping here only. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nikita. Thank you, Bhumika. Thank you, Charu ma'am, for all the opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Bhairav sir, for such kind words. And yes, we will definitely have season 2 of Unnati Lecture series. So now I would hand over this session to my co-host, Puneet Gupta sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So now I request to our audience, please share your experience. Okay.
So your mic is
Hello?
mute.
I'm audible?
Yes, now you are.
Okay. So I thank you so much, ma'am. I request to our audience, please share your experience and ask any question. If you have any question, please freely ask. You can type your question and you can also. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, from which topic?
Palak, actually, this is all about our sessions, our leadership sessions. So I think Priyanka ma'am. Yes, Priyanka ma'am.
Yes, my question is for Mahima ma'am. I just want to ask you, what are the challenges you are facing to make your handmade food stay longer in online food delivery?
Hi, Priyanka. That's a very good question. So what I do is, I need to know where is it getting delivered. Point of delivery from my outlet towards is where it's going is very important. Point of production, because it's a cloud kitchen at the moment, is also very important. For example, my purchase, even the purchase of my raw materials is on the very same day, and then next day is a new purchase. So I don't keep anything in the refrigeration except for butter, oil, and those materials which have a very long shelf life. Those things make a lot of difference. I don't keep any pre-made items. Also, one of the niche USP of rock salt is to sell a smaller quantity but great food. I will take only 5 orders for the day, but I will send like almost the best you can have, and that's almost a guarantee I give. I also gauge with my client for almost 30 minutes before I take an order to understand their taste, allergy, what are the preferences. I do a lot of homework for them to understand where are they coming from. I don't want to serve a very spicy dish to somebody who doesn't like spices, because their experience with my food will automatically become less preferable if it's too spicy or not up to the mark. So I try and understand my clients very well. Coming back to your question, things which do bother me is the heat of our country. I'll be very honest that there are times when my heart is beating so fast if my driver is stuck in the traffic and he's carrying a chocolate mousse which is supposed to be a certain temperature. If it doesn't, they'll probably end up having like a melted cream thing in their hand. And what I've done, I'll just give you an example. So I have ice boxes. I have things which keep the temperature as good as possible for the route. And for items where I want to introduce environmental friendly packaging like paper boxes, I have a problem of giving curries. For example, if I'm making a jackfruit curry, I can't send it in a paper box, even if it's half an hour away, because I'm not sure if my client is going to eat the meal there and then, or is going to eat the meal at dinner or next day. I need to ensure that whenever they eat, it should taste as good as when I cooked it or when my staff has made it. So for that, I'm still using, food grade plastic boxes, which I've researched a lot, and I can't even tell you how much I've researched for environmental friendly packaging for curries. But rest of it is all going in environmental friendly packaging, and I think temperature is the only issue which where I get stuck or I get worried. But I've taken my processes out where I have spent extra money to ensure that if a cake is to be kept at like 5 degrees, it reaches my client at 5 degrees, and we send a small card out where I suggest that the food needs to be maintained at this temperature. When reheated, you need to reheat like so and so, and also I ensure that when in what material they are reheating. Even though my packaging is food material and graded food material, but I prefer converting it into a ceramic bowl and then reheating, because I continuously read about the ill effects of plastic in our food and obviously the health consequences.
Thanks, ma'am. It's a great answer, actually. You have elaborated so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad I could help.
Okay, next.
Hello.
Okay. Okay. Okay, my question is for Bhairav, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, Priyanka,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If as a leader, you are surrounded by people with fixed mindset, then how can you always steer yourself and your team towards your growth mindset?
Yeah, so very nice question, and this is one of the biggest struggle every management or the leadership people face when they are actually surrounded with fixed mindsets. First thing is that there is no actual categorization that any individual is having fixed mindset and one person is having a growth mindset. Every person has both the gestures, both the attitude, where one person has a fixed mindset and another person has a growth mindset. So, for example, let's say I have to go for cooking and I don't like cooking. So, in that case, my behavior will be like a fixed mindset person, and then I'll behave like a fixed mind person. So, at the same time, when someone is approaching me to do something related to digital promotion or something related to academic, then I will love it and I'll accept it. So the mindset will change and I will act as a growth mindset person. So individual, I myself will act in I will have a two different approach for taking the same thing. So we cannot say that we are surrounded with fixed mindset people. We only have to think in that direction, that whether the person which we are approaching for that particular task, whether he's interested in that or not. And if he's not interested, then how we can motivate that person to get involved with that particular task. And we can do it through many processes. The one various good approach to handle this situation is to use sandwich approach. So let's say, for example, you have given any task to any particular individual and he's not ready and he's not accepting that very positively. So, and he's making mistakes again and again, because if you're making mistakes, that's why you are treating it as like they are not accepting the guidance which you are providing. So they are behaving like a fixed mindset person. So in that way, you should actually start with appreciating that person. So like when I'm saying sandwich has 3 layers, right? So the layer should be like, it should be starting with motivation, a lot of motivation. And in the middle of that, there should be the critical feedback, which is going to that person, that where you are going wrong and what is that you can do to fix it. And then again, there's a soft bread, which is again a motivation to that person, which we can do. So you can Google also, and you can find about sandwich process of handling fixed mindset people, and you will get to learn a lot of article about that. The basic process is starting with motivating and appreciating the person, giving honest critical feedback, and then addressing again with a motivational fact that what kind of benefit he is going to get out of it if he'll approach it like this. Hope I could answer your question.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Puneet sir, I think Neetu Chaudhary ma'am, our vice principal, has raised a hand.
Okay, so ma'am.
Neetu ma'am, you have a question to ask?
I think, ma'am.
Good evening to all.
Yes, good evening, ma'am.
My question is to Bhairav sir once again. So, in case how we can motivate someone to convince, like if I'm having some my wishes and I wanted to go for the work same flow what I want, but there are several strategies to go for because as an individual everyone has their strategies to work upon. So, how can I convince the another person?
This is a very tough situation, Nitu ma'am, to be very honest. Like,
Yes, sir.
if we wanted to push someone for something, then the process is very complicated. What I will recommend that today's society is very logical in nature, and the behavior is very logical, and such circumstances can only be handled through logics. When you are actually showing what is there for them, instead of saying what you want, it will help you in that case. So if you have whatever you want to get, whatever work you wanted to get done by them, then plan it in a way that the approach should be completely in that direction. We are actually highlighting and trying to tell that person that this is for you. This is something what is there for you. That if you are actually focused on that direction, then this will definitely help you to motivate that person to get into that particular role or that particular task, and that person will feel motivated. So always try to create a win-win situation. If not the win-win situation, at least imbibe something or integrate something or put some logical integration into that in that particular task, that this is something which is going to help you in short term or in middle in long term, and whatever way it is. So this is something which will help you always.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. So, Avni, would you like to add any question?
Sir, this is this
Yes,
Divya this
yes, yes.
side.
Sorry, ma'am.
Uh,
Yes.
so, sir, actually, I have joined from idea workshop is going on. That's why I have joined from another ID. A very good evening to the principal ma'am, all the dignitaries, and all the participants here. My question is from Behrav sir. Sir, actually, I would like to know something about leadership. Which type one question is in my mind, which type of motivation is more important for anyone to get their best efforts in organization, either the monetary motivation or non-monetary, and what are the factors which lead more towards the work for anyone, either it is hygiene factors or maintenance factors, which is more important for anyone, any employees?
So I think this question should be for Amit sir, because he's the one who can address the leadership. And so my thought on this is like if you are looking for a motivation to the team, and like, so monetary cannot be will not never going to give you a long term motivation to anyone. People these days see today lifestyle. Today we are not running for food. We are running for lifestyle. Everyone around us is running for lifestyle. So money is coming. Like, money is important, but it's not the important factor. So these days, lot of corporates, in a lot of corporate, we are seeing people are leaving their job. And when you are reading, you must be seeing this in social media that this guy is leaving, this guy is leaving, that guy is leaving. And there's a very famous quote: people don't leave company, they leave managers, right? So company is giving money to everyone, right? Everyone is getting salary, but why they are leaving? They are leaving the manager, means like the person, the environment. If I'm saying, when they are saying manager, it means the environment. So money is not something which is going to give any of the person a long-term motivation. The biggest motivation which one can have is the kind of environment they are getting, the culture which you are building there, whether it's a very a culture with a lot of fun, a culture of lot of learning, a culture of showing a growth path for every individual, that this is how you can grow in this organization. And I will always recommend, wherever I have worked, this is the process which I have always followed. that whatever task you are giving to anyone, make a strategic step or path for all the person who is working. If you define the hierarchy, if you define the task that if you'll achieve this, you are going to get this. If you'll achieve this, then there will be this. Means like say I am a mother teacher. I wanted to be a teacher, right? Then I should get a task that if I'll achieve these things, then next year I will achieve this. I can get the role of a teacher, or I can get a role of coordinator also. So if you define the path, then it is something which is going to be a automated motivation for everyone in that case. Over to Amit sir. I think he will be able to add more to this particular context because he's into this from long time. So I'll request him to add to what I have just said.
Yes, Amit sir, please.
Sir, you are mute, I guess.
Hello. Yes, Amit sir, please add. Hello, Amit sir.
Thank you, Bhairav sir. I think you are beautifully. Am I audible now?
Yes,
Yes, sir, loud and clear.
Great. So, Bhairav sir, you have beautifully articulated, the answer already. The only thing which I would want to add, first of all, we need to understand that, what is the level of hierarchy which we are talking about. If somebody who's a fresher, our treatment, and it's all about leadership. If somebody who's a fresher, our treatment would be different. If somebody is a middle management or a senior management, the treatment would be different. Number one. Second thing is, it is most important that, picking up the people for the right job is a job of a leader. And as the Steve Jobs has said once, if I have to interview 100 people or 1,000 people to get the person to whom I want to have, I will have him, give him the vision and empower him, and I will not disturb. Because if I am keep coming and telling him what to do and what not to do, it means my hiring is wrong. So first of all, in organizational perspective, we need to see that how best the hiring processes are there, whether the person is meant for the particular job or not. Number two, in terms of, as we have discussed, that anyone who comes at whatever the level may be, it is the vision he or she has to understand. And it is again the responsibility of the top leadership to imbibe that what exactly is the joint efforts which we have to all work together to achieve what we want to achieve. In terms of motivation, how do you motivate people? As Bhairav was saying, that you always have a very structural thing, strategic thing, tell people that this is where the growth chart is. I think there are two ways looking at things. One is a very self-motivated person. You give him any task or give her any task and he or she will be very happily will. The other category wherein some motivation is required. And motivation not necessarily again is the financials. Financials incentivization, it is very much important. And we have discussed last time also that there are 4 categories of the people out there. And we have picked it up from our own resources, that there are tamas, there are rajas, and there are sattvas. Somebody who would and therefore it is very important to categorize the people, that which category the person belongs to where, and how you have to give him the right direction. So I will repeat my last submission when we have spoken and discussed about leadership. The same 3 people, tamas, rajas, and sattvas, have approached the God. When tamas says, God, how do I reach you? The answer was, trust me blindly. Trust me blindly and you will reach me. When rajas, people like us who work very hard, when they have gone to the Lord Krishna and says, how do we reach? He says, work is worship. And third, finally, when sattvics, the top leadership, the top guys, the scientists, when they have gone to Lord Krishna and said, how do we reach you? He didn't say that work is worship. He didn't say that, trust me blindly and you will reach me. He said, deny my existence and you will reach me. One leader, 3 set of people, 3 different answers, because he knows that if I'm dealing with this particular category, I cannot mix match them. So it is like the army structure we have discussed. Everyone defined the role. The role of Jawan on the border is very different than the role of a journal. We cannot mismatch. If we are doing it, we are at fault. If we are picking the wrong people for the wrong job or right job, it is up to us. And then, of course, is the organizational policies, it's your promotional policies, it's your incentives or increment, whatever we give. And of course, you know, let's see a situation when we are giving a low salary, high motivation, high salary, high motivation, low salary, very bad treatment, very poor environment culture, work culture. We do not give respect to the people. There are multiple situations. There's no quick fix solution. And as we see people, as we identify, and we should have an eye to pick the right people for the right job. And the moment we see, there is a potential in the person to grow, we shall put all our thoughts behind it. We also have learned in economics that there is a theory of 80-20. That 20% of the organization, 20% of the people work for the 80% of the organization. It applies everywhere. So if you are investing time on a people who are not willing to change or who will never get change, you are wasting your time. Focus on those 20% people of the organization who are taking the organization forward. And that formula is very, very relevant in every industry across. It's only the 20% of the class will produce the 80% of the the result of the school. It applies everywhere. So leadership, whichever the level which we are in, we should have an eye, first of all, to pick the people. We should invest more time to get the right people for the right job. That person who comes on board once, you must trust, you must empower, and you must guide. You become a mentor, not the day-to-day kind of a thing. As he said that, Bhairavji just said that, people don't leave the organization, they leave the manager. And managers mean the environment, the culture. If you are sitting on my head all the time and asking me like a helicopter, leader, then I get bored and I don't want to do that. So plenty of options, can be exercised in terms of motivating people. But as a leader, ma'am, the most important thing, hire the right people for the right job.
Thank you so much.
If there are any more which I can add, please let me know.
Thank you so much, sir. Actually, once I was read an article that is related to the IAS officer civil services person. They have just passed, they have just cracked their exam by lots of hard work they're putting. But after that, they quit their job, they're resigning their job. So that time, the question is taken my mind to what's the reason. They got good amount in terms of salary, monetary motivation is there, non-monetary, they have well recognized. That's why this question has arisen in my mind at that time. That's why I make it clear today. Thank you so much for your explanation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Amit sir. So I invite our principal, ma'am. Ma'am, please add few points here. Hello.
Thank you, Puneet sir. I would just like to say that towards the end of the session, this looks like, in school we talk about multilingual and intertextuality and multidisciplinary approach where we learn from one subject, and mingle it with the other. We find different meanings to, for example, the word tangent. It exists in mathematics, it exists in English conversations. So this entire lecture series and this culmination ceremony looks like, an intertextuality sort of a scenario where everybody is learning from each other. We are all taking points from, from food to leadership to growth mindset to positive parenting to your, competency-based learning. So I think it's a great platform. And Bhairav sir, your request taken very well. I told you in the very beginning that this is a process and the process is never ending for sure in the education sector. Especially in this field, we say that process is more important than the outcome. And the child has to enjoy the entire learning process in place of, enjoying or relishing only the success or, brooding over the failure. So the process is more important. And yes, the process is never going to stop. I'm sure everybody on board will be with us towards this journey. Thank you so very much to everyone who could make it today and share their views and the future relevance of their respective topics. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, Puneet sir.
Thank you, ma'am. I think Neetu ma'am, you want to add something? Okay, so uh, with this, I hand over all this to our co-host Bhumika ma'am.
Thank you,
Bhumika ma'am.
Puneet sir. Yeah, it is correctly quoted. A little step may be the beginning of a great journey. Today, we have also gathered here to share a significant moment and a milestone that our school has achieved by releasing of Unnati, an e-handbook for educators. Unnati is an ongoing movement which was envisioned in the year 2019 by the Director Principal of Siddharth International Public School, Ms. Charu Srivastav. It includes all the teacher empowerment sessions based on the need analysis. It includes wisdom sharing and collaboration of educators within the country and overseas. We are creating a teacher community where everybody comes together with ideas and thoughts to make a paradigm shift in the field of education. We are trying reforming the education system by taking these baby steps, and Unnati Leadership Lecture Series is a part of it. The new addition to the Unnati movement is the e handbook, which would be released annually by the school. It includes various informative and educational articles of various subjects by our teachers, and it also includes the gist of all the lectures that have taken place until now under the Leadership Lecture Series. Topics such as inclusive education, teacher empowerment, collaboration, feed forward, wisdom sharing, conferences, which are a part of Unnati, will also be reflected in the e handbook, which will be released annually. Unnati, as a flagship program in sync with Unnati e handbook, is a joint effort of the entire team of Unnati with the hard work and dedication to make this dream come alive. The role of a school is not limited to the pursuit of academic excellence alone, but also to motivate and empower its teachers also in becoming lifelong learners, self reliant citizens, critical thinkers, and productive members with a healthy mind and a happy soul of an ever changing global society. With this, I would like Nikita ma'am to conclude today's ceremony by her wishful words.
Thank you, Bhumika ma'am. Finally, I feel very honored to present the vote of thanks on behalf of Siddharth International Public School. We would like to thank for all of you for your gracious presence on this closing ceremony of Unnati Leadership Lecture Series. I thank all my co-hosts Bhumika ma'am, Puneet sir for their cooperation and support and all the enthusiastic participation from the participants. Our gathering here today might indicate the end of the successful Unnati lecture series, but the memories made and the lessons learned while completing it will be cherished and remembered forever. A great period of week approaches its conclusion today, and with heavy hearts yet wisdom instilled minds, I thank you all for being an indispensable part of the program. Looking forward to collaborating with you on more such successful sessions as the end is never the end, it's always the beginning of something. Thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you. All the best, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, everybody. I will be sharing the e-book with everyone here. All the members are going to get a copy, and we're looking forward to your contributions in the next issue. Thank you so very much. Have a lovely evening.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening.
And I request all the audience that there has been a feedback form shared by Puneet sir in the chat box. Please fill that up. And
Okay,
if
ma'am.
someone missed
Thank
the
you so
session,
much, ma'am.
thank you, Tanisha. If someone missed the session, they can go through to our YouTube channel or our Facebook page. It has been live there. Thank you.
Ma'am,
when I am opening the forms, they will be showing you need permission.
Tanisha, okay, we will look into that. It's okay. You may leave it for now.
Okay, ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Have a nice day.
Bye, Tanisha. Thank you for coming.
Welcome, ma'am. And thank you so much.